If I were moving to Nashville in 2026, I would not just pick the neighborhood with the most name recognition or the one that keeps showing up in relocation lists. I would follow the money. And I do not mean that in a speculative way. I mean, I would follow the real capital, the kind that's already committed, already breaking ground, already reshaping entire corridors of this city. Because right now, Nashville's at an inflection point. There are billion-dollar private developments that are already under construction. There are luxury communities being built with a level of amenity and intention that simply did not exist here 10 years ago. And the neighborhoods positioned around that investment are the ones that will define this city for the next decade and beyond. So in this video, I'm gonna walk you through exactly where I would live if I were making this move in 2026. And more importantly, why. Whether you want a legacy estate on a street that has meant something for 100 years, a live, work, play community where everything you need is a short walk away, or a private retreat with world-class amenities tucked into the rolling hills of Williamson County. We are covering all of it today with real numbers, zero fluff. Here's the backdrop for this decision, and it's important that you understand it before we get into specific neighborhoods. Nashville is not a city people are moving to because of hype anymore. They're moving here because the fundamentals are genuinely strong and getting stronger. According to the Census Bureau, Davidson County had the highest raw total of new residents of any county in the entire state of Tennessee. The greater Nashville metro now sits at over 2.1 million people. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, Nashville ranked second among all large U.S. metro areas for job growth in 2025, with non-farm payrolls up 1.7% year over year. Healthcare, tech, entertainment, financial services, the economic engine powering the city is not running on fumes. For people coming from expensive coastal markets, and that's a significant portion of the buyers we're seeing right now from Los Angeles, New York, Chicago, San Francisco, the value per dollar here is still genuinely staggering. So the question is not whether Nashville makes sense. The question is where in Nashville makes sense for your life. That is exactly what we're going to figure out together today. I've been in Nashville real estate for over 20 years, and the single most reliable pattern I've seen in this market is this. The neighborhoods that win long-term are the ones where serious committed capital is already moving. Not rumor, not a rezoning application that might get approved someday, actual projects, shovels in the ground, timelines in place. That is what separates a great real estate decision from an expensive guess. Right now, Nashville has a remarkable amount of committed capital in motion. The Nashville Scene reported earlier this year that 6 new luxury hotels are either planned or already under construction in the city, including a Ritz-Carlton in the Gulch and a St. Regis Tower rising to approximately 750 feet as part of developer Tony Giordano's project pipeline, which would make it the tallest hotel in Nashville when it opens. The new Tennessee Titans Stadium set for completion in early 2027, and the surrounding East Bank development, anchored by the new East Bank Boulevard transit artery that's already under construction, will reshape the entire corridor with residential, retail, and green space. That boulevard's exactly the kind of infrastructure that signals this is not a rendering. It is actually happening. The city is investing in itself at a scale that signals real long-term confidence. And when a city puts that kind of money into its own infrastructure, the neighborhoods around that investment respond. Here's the other thing worth understanding before we get into the specifics. According to the Greater Nashville Realtors, active residential inventory across the metro hit over 13,000 units at the start of 2026, up 13% from a year ago. That's the most inventory available to buyers since 2014. Now, that headline deserves context. The segment moving fastest right now is 900,000 to 1.5 million range, which has the highest absorption rate in Davidson County. In the luxury segments we're talking about today, the market is genuinely balanced at roughly 6 months of supply. Homes are sitting a bit longer than they did during the frenzy years. And that means you have time to be thoughtful. You have room to negotiate. You're not making a panic decision at 11 o'clock at night because you got outbid again. The market right now rewards smart, informed buyers, and that is the best possible environment to make a move at this level. So let's break it down by what you're actually looking for, because the right Nashville neighborhood depends entirely on the life you want to live. Let's start with the foundation. If prestige, privacy, and permanent land value are your top priorities, there's only really one place to begin. That's the Legacy Corridor, Belle Meade, Forest Hills, and Oak Hill. If you want to buy on a street that has carried weight for generations, that backs up to thousands of acres of protected green space and that simply cannot be replicated because there's no more land to build on, you're talking about Belle Meade, Forest Hills, and Oak Hill. Belle Meade is technically its own city. It was incorporated in 1938 specifically to lock in its zoning, protect its character, and control development. That discipline is compounded beautifully over time. According to MLS data, through early 2026, Belle Meade's rolling median sales price sits at $2.27 million, though in peak months we've seen it as high as $3.8 million. Over a third of all sales are crossing the 3 million mark, and the average active listing price right now is nearly 4.9 million. And trophy estates on Belle Meade Boulevard and Tyne Boulevard go well past 5 million. The ultra luxury segment, roughly 20 transactions per year, averaging over 6 million per sale. These are estates on expensive lots surrounded by mature hardwoods, many of them backing directly to Percy Warner Park, which is a 3,000 acre space right inside the city. That backdrop is irreplaceable, and it's one of the main reasons that neighborhood retains its value the way it does. Forest Hills sits just to the south and delivers a more wooded, private feel. Homes here are tucked into the tree canopy on multiple acre lots with architectural styles ranging from Tudor and colonial to sleek contemporary. Active listings along the Tyne Boulevard corridor, which runs through Belle Meade, Forest Hill, and Oak Hill, range from just under 1 million to nearly 7 million for new construction. This is where you find privacy and nature inside a city of over 700,000 people. That combination's genuinely rare. Oak Hill is its own municipality as well, and it mirrors Belle Meade's commitment to preserving green space and controlled character. The roads here curve through hilly terrain, homes frequently offer sweeping views of the Nashville skyline, and the turnover is extremely low. People move to Oak Hill and they stay. This is one of the clearest signals of quality of life you can find in any market. The thing that matters most about all three of these neighborhoods is they cannot grow. You cannot build more Belle Meade. You cannot manufacture more Forest Hills lots. Supply is permanently constrained, which means long-term demand protection is essentially built into the purchase itself. For buyers who are thinking about wealth preservation and generational value alongside lifestyle, this corridor is where the conversation starts. Now, some of you watching are not looking for a standalone estate. You want community, you want energy, you want the kind of neighborhood where everything feels intentional and connected. Nashville has answers for that, and they are genuinely world-class. The live, work, play communities, Westhaven and the Franklin corridor, this is where Nashville's newer luxury story gets incredibly compelling. The idea of a walkable community where you can grab coffee, drop your kids at school, play a round of golf, and have dinner at a great restaurant, all without getting in your car, used to belong to major coastal cities. Nashville has cracked the code, and the best example of it in the entire metro is Westhaven and Franklin. Westhaven is the single most searched neighborhood in Franklin, and that's not by accident. Southern Land Company built this place with a genuine design philosophy behind it. The streets are engineered to connect. The front porches face outward so neighbors actually see each other. There's a championship golf club, 5 pools, a walkable village center with restaurants and boutiques, and an on-site elementary school. According to MLS, as of early 2026, there are 73 active properties listed in Westhaven with an average list price of $1.97 million. Entry-level homes start in the upper 700s for smaller townhomes, and the most expansive custom builds exceed $5.7 million. The median sale price based on 2025 data is approximately $1.39 million. Buyers who relocate here from Chicago, New York, and LA consistently say the same thing. It feels like someone actually thought about how people live here. That is rarer than it sounds, and it's what keeps demand for this community so consistent. Westhaven is not the only story in this corridor either. Everbright in downtown Franklin puts you walking distance from Main Street, which is one of the most genuinely charming historic downtown strips in the entire South. Berry Farms to the south of Franklin's core delivers modern townhomes, retail, restaurants, and that same sense of intentional neighborhood design. For buyers who value connection, who want their children to grow up in a community with real social fabric, and who want lifestyle built in the physical layout of where they live, the Franklin corridor is where that search belongs. All right, quick pause before we get to the part that honestly generates the most interest from the buyers we work with at the highest level. We've covered the legacy corridor where prestige is baked into the land, and we've covered the live, work, play communities where lifestyle is the whole point of the design. But there's another category entirely that is drawing serious buyers to Nashville from all over the country, and in some cases, all over the world. Ultra private, ultra exclusive developments where the whole value proposition is that very few people will ever live there. Places like Troubadour, Cielo, and Wailea. That is exactly where we are headed next. But before we do, if you're seriously considering a move to Nashville, grab the free Nashville relocation guide in the description below. It goes much deeper than any single video can, covering neighborhoods, top schools, and local insider tips. It's the best starting point available for buyers making a move at this level. Link is right there in the description. Okay, for buyers who want something that goes beyond the traditional neighborhood, something truly without equal in this market, here is what deserves serious attention. There is a tier of Nashville area real estate that does not show up on a standard MLS search the way other neighborhoods do, and it's the category where the entire value proposition is intentional exclusivity. Not just a nice neighborhood, a private world that has been very deliberately designed and very carefully limited. Troubadour Golf and Field Club in College Grove is one of the most extraordinary residential communities in all of Middle Tennessee. This is a Discovery Land Company project, which puts it in the same family as some of the most exclusive private residential clubs in the United States. We're talking about 908 acres of rolling Williamson County countryside, roughly 40 minutes south of downtown Nashville, centered around a Tom Fazio designed 18-hole championship golf course. The 375 home sites range from golf cottages and cabins to estate lots up to 2 acres, with views of the fairways and the Tennessee hills that go as far as you can see. According to MLS data through early 2026, homes at Troubadour have traded from roughly $4.25 million to $13.7 million. The amenities here are resort caliber. Multiple dining venues, an infinity edge pool, a spa, a fitness center, fishing, and a lifestyle program built around the idea that homes should feel like a permanent vacation. For buyers who have seen everything and want a home that still surprises them, Troubadour delivers that. Cielo in Brentwood is a completely different scale, but equally extraordinary in its concept. This is one of the most exclusive new communities in all of Middle Tennessee. Just 10 estate lots across 40 acres in the historic hills of Brentwood, with lot sizes ranging from 2 acres to nearly 8 acres. 5 of those home sites look out over panoramic views of the Nashville skyline. Home sites start at $2 million, and given how few of these lots exist, several are already under construction or spoken for. So if this type of community is on the radar, this is not a wait and see situation. When you build here, you bring your own architect and your own vision and execute it on land that feels like a private sanctuary while sitting just 15 minutes from downtown Nashville. You are also zoned into Williamson County's award-winning schools, including Brentwood High School, which is consistently ranked among the top 3 to 5 public high schools in the entire state of Tennessee. For buyers coming from out of state who are used to paying private school tuition to access that caliber of education, that ranking alone justifies a significant portion of the land price. That combination of total privacy, proximity to the city, and elite public school access is genuinely hard to find anywhere else in this market. And then there's Wailea. This is one of the most private and prestigious addresses in Nashville proper. Homes here rarely come to market. Properties stay in families. The address carries a weight that goes beyond any price per square foot analysis. When buyers arriving from markets like Greenwich, Malibu, or Palm Beach ask about Nashville's equivalent of those kinds of addresses, Wailea is in that conversation. It's the kind of neighborhood you do not hear about at an open house. You hear about it from someone who already lives there. What all 3 of these communities share is this: they are not selling a house. They're selling a private world that has been intentionally curated and carefully protected. In a market where land is getting more scarce and true privacy is increasingly rare, that distinction has real and lasting value. Now, let's bring it all together, because the question worth answering is not just which neighborhoods are best, it's which one actually fits your life. Here's the framework that makes that decision a lot clearer. Every buyer at this level is optimizing for one of 3 things, and the clearer you are about which one, the easier everything else becomes. If you're optimizing for legacy, permanence, and maximum long-term land value, you're in Belle Meade, Forest Hills, or Oak Hill. These are the neighborhoods where you buy once and you never have to second guess the decision. The supply constraint alone is your protection. In Davidson County, where these neighborhoods sit, is expected to see median prices trend into the low to mid 600s across the broader market. But the most prestigious pockets inside Davidson County are in a category entirely their own, with values that have been appreciating steadily and no meaningful new supply on the horizon to compete with them. If you're optimizing for community, connection, and a lifestyle that's built into the physical design of where you live, you're in Westhaven, Everbright, or the Franklin Corridor. According to the Greater Nashville Realtors, Williamson County remains among the most expensive and most in-demand areas in the entire metro area, with consistent appreciation and strong buyer demand, even in a more balanced overall market. If you're optimizing for privacy, exclusivity, and a living experience that's genuinely without equal in this market, you're looking at Troubadour, Cielo, or Wailea. These are the places where buyers who have seen everything tend to end up. Now here's the value comparison that matters for anyone coming from a coastal market. A $3 million home in Belle Meade is a grand estate on significant lot with architecture and finishes that would cost 2 or 3 times as much to replicate in the markets most relocating buyers are coming from. A $2 million home in Westhaven delivers a championship golf community, a walkable village center, 5 pools, and access to top-rated schools. A $4 million estate lot at Cielo puts you on several acres with Nashville skyline views and the ability to build exactly what you envision. In LA, New York, the Bay Area, none of that math works. In Nashville, it does. And that gap is a significant part of why serious buyers from those markets keep arriving here. Let me pull it all together for you. The philosophy here is simple. Follow the committed capital. Follow the developments that are already happening. Follow the neighborhoods where supply is limited and long-term demand is not going anywhere. Nashville is not slowing down. According to the Census Bureau, the population growth and job market powering this city are both still moving in the right direction. The overall market's more balanced than it has been in years, which means this is a moment for smarter buying, not less buying. For legacy and land, start in Belle Meade, Forest Hills, or Oak Hill. For walkable, connected luxury lifestyle with real neighborhood energy, look at Westhaven and the heart of Franklin. For privacy and one-of-a-kind living experience, Troubadour, Cielo, or Wailea are the conversations worth having. Be thoughtful about where you land, and you're making a decision that holds up for a very, very long time. Here's what I know to be true after 2 decades in this real estate market. The right neighborhood matters more than the right house does. You can renovate a kitchen. You cannot move your location. So take this seriously, work with someone who knows these streets at a level that goes well beyond a Zillow search, and make sure the decision you make actually fits the life you're building. If you're thinking about a move to Nashville or anywhere in Middle Tennessee, reach out directly. The contact information is in the description below. And if you've not grabbed the free Nashville relocation guide yet, that is your next step. It's the most complete resource available for buyers making this kind of move, and it's completely free. If you want to keep going right now, the next video breaks down what moving to Nashville actually entails. It's one of the most useful videos for relocating buyers, and I think you'll get a lot out of it. I'm Josh Anderson with Anderson Group Real Estate. Let's find your Nashville.